Alright, what is going on everyone? Steve-O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector, among other things, and it's time to get a little pickups video out the way from some Facebook deals, garage sailing, and just going to the store and getting stuff. And yes, some stuff was from a trade here that I did on Facebook Marketplace, and some of these things you might have already seen, like that sheet right there, but I figured I'd show you again in case you missed it. But anyways, yeah, let's start going over this stuff. We'll get the game stuff out the way first in case no one cares about movie things, but you can kind of see that stuff over there that I found at some garage sales. But let's go ahead and dive into it first. First things first, we got to go over the trade that I did. Yes, I traded some GameCube games for a lot of this stuff you're seeing on this side. And if you guys remember, it was around July 3rd or 4th, I did a little small collection buyout that had some 64, Super Nintendo, and some GameCube stuff in it. But the GameCube stuff was a lot of doubles in it that I already had. So almost a month later, because I tell you guys, I'm never in a rush to list things or get things online or nothing like that. So I finally put those on Facebook Marketplace to either list for sale or for a trade. And lucky enough, someone contacted me who I've done deals with before in the past. He was actually my first customer when I was vending at the local convention this past year. And he sold me some GameCube games. He sold me a bunch of Japanese games for the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, like a bunch of really cool things. GameCube. I met him at a yard sale. That's where I first met him, like 2 weeks before the show. And I told him about the show and got some stuff from him there. So he reached out and said, hey, I would like some of these games for my collection. I got some old games to trade. So we ended up meeting near my house, and this is some of the stuff he brought. He got, man, what GameCube games did he get from me? Mario Party 7, Mario Sunshine, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Golf, Toadstool Tour. I think maybe one or two others. I can't remember what all he took. And these are the games that I picked out, but the big thing was these bad boys right here, and we'll go over those. But the games that I needed that he had, believe it or not, I didn't have the Zelda games on NES because I want those complete in box. But I was like, man, as part of this trade and just to help hook him up with some stuff that he wanted, I'll throw those in the pile. Even though they were card only, I'll still take them. Then we got Solar Jetman on the NES, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, Mega Man 3, Pokemon XD, Japanese version on the GameCube, and this is Smash Bros. Melee on GameCube Japanese. And these games were just to try to, I already had these, but it was just trying to even out the trade so it was a little bit more fair for both sides. So he gave me a Wind Waker, which will now be another game I trade or get rid of, along with these Mario Brothers and a Tetris. But of course, the really cool items here, guys. These Target limited edition bobbleheads that they made back in 2002 here. You can see NinPro 2002 collectible bobblehead. And this Mario, of course, is rocking the GameCube. Of course, he's not holding it by the handle. Like, come on, Mario. That's what that handle was made for. So you're holding it all wrong, buddy. But even one of them had the certificate of authenticity here. Almost got number 40,000 here. Pretty close. So I like how they call it limited, even though it's and to me, 40,000 does still seem pretty limited because when there's billions of people on the planet, this is a pretty limited item still, in my opinion. I mean, it could use some paint touch-ups, but these things have some weight, guys. They weigh like a pound each. It's like a ceramic material. It's not like plastic. So really cool Mario one there. And then, of course, we got the Donkey Kong, who is rocking the Game Boy Advance as his stand. So, of course, Donkey Kong being all the rage right now with his new hit game, Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2, which is an awesome game. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to play some more tonight. So, really cool figures here. I told him, even if we don't come to a deal on a trade, I'm leaving with those today. Like, those are coming home with me. So, really awesome pickup there through a GameCube trade. So, man, this is like the kind of stuff you just don't run across every day. And again, I don't know how many different characters they made. I know I've seen a Star Fox one out there, but I couldn't tell you any others. There's got to be a link, right? If there's Mario and Donkey Kong and Star Fox, sure, there's got to be a Link one out there. So, really cool trade with him. I actually have some more stuff he wants to buy from me, and if he ever digs out some other cool things to trade that I need for the collection, I'm sure we will work something out. And of course, GameStop had their promo going this week, or this past week, 4 for $10 for games under $5, or 4 for $20 for games under $10. And I always have a hard time finding games at my GameStop to kind of meet the criteria, because there's just not a lot there that fall into the category of stuff I want. But I was able to kind of work one out here this time around. Mainly really wanting to get this Jurassic World Lego game on PS3. This is what kicked it off, or these two games. This one and this Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, because I completely forgot about this, guys. I forgot they did the HD remakes of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance and Birth by Sleep. I thought that was on the other HD ones that I had, but apparently it's not. It was its own separate thing. So when I saw this in there for $10, I was like, okay, I got two games here I really want to add to the collection. Have this on the Wii U already, but got to get them trophies. So me and my son actually started this up a couple days ago to play co-op, and man, I'm getting a glitch on one of the cutscenes. We can't get past it, so I got to clean the disc up, and then hopefully we can continue playing it. But to round it off, you saw it on top, this Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal on the 3DS, and SSX on the 360. So that kind of rounded up my 4 for $20 there. So pretty cool stuff, pretty cool. Next up, we'll get our recent Jurassic World Rebirth figure snag out the way. Of course, I did that toy hunt on Friday and found some stuff that I wanted to add to the collection. This was another one that I wanted to add. I guess the Utah Raptor here. I just love the color scheme of it, and of course it's got the feathers, what they're saying like all the dinosaurs had when they were around these days, especially the raptors. And I thought this one was really cool, and it's one that was on my list to get. Again, the articulation on the arms going out is really neat. And then it's got its little action right here. Hit the tail up, does a little growling action. So really cool figure. And it wasn't at the Walmart that I went to the one day when I went toy hunting. At least I can't remember if it was. But when I went to my local one here, they had it sitting out there. So I was like, awesome. Another one that I wanted to add, so I snagged it. So really cool to get another one that I wanted for the collection. So now over here is mainly all the garage sale stuff. Let's slide on over. We'll get this Game Shark out the way first, because this was a pretty cool story. The week before, I went to a yard sale and asked if they had any game stuff, because they had like a headset and stuff on a table. He's like, actually, I got some older 64 stuff. And he said he could remember he had a Game Shark. I'm like, man, I'd be really interested in that. And we exchanged numbers, never even sent me a message, though. And then while driving around this weekend, I saw him at a yard sale again, and he actually had the game with him. So he had this Game Shark Pro with him, and he was going to give it to me for free. He was like, no, I'll give this to you for free. I was like, dude, you can't do that. I'll at least buy it from you. I didn't know how much they went for, so I gave him $5 for it, and this is the 3.01. And he also had a Zelda Link to the Past, or sorry, Zelda Ocarina of Time that he wanted to sell, and he didn't know much about it. I was like, man, I think those normally go for around $30, so if you want to get rid of that you could do your asking price at that. I think they go between 30 and 40. So he thanked me for the input, and yeah, I don't know if he sold it or not, but we got the thing we wanted here, the Game Shark Pro. And the next one here, this was kind of on an ask too. This guy had some video games out on a table. I was like, hey, you got any more you want to get rid of? And he's like, actually, I do got some Xbox stuff. Unfortunately, there wasn't much in there that I needed that I didn't already have, but I did not have Area 51. Unfortunately, this is not a light gun game, so no light gun attachments or action for this game, but still one that I wanted and looking forward to checking it out. Crash Insane Trilly, another yard sale find. The next ones here were Facebook Marketplace. This guy had games listed for $5 a piece, or just 15 for all three of these. So I was like, hey, I'll go ahead and take all three of those for $15. I mainly wanted this one, Dying Light 2 Stay Human on the PS5. One that I've been wanting to play and get into. I never really played the first one, but I hear a lot of good things about this franchise and this series, so really cool to be able to snag that. And then The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 on the PS4. When I first played through The Last of Us, I mean, it's a solid game. I don't know if it's one I'd ever want to replay again, but I got it here on the PS5. It kind of got repetitive, like doing the same thing over and over. I know this is one of those games that is really raved about. I'm not as high on it as a lot of other people. It kind of boring to me while playing through the game. So, and then we all know the controversy surrounding The Last of Us Part 2. So I feel like I've heard so much about it, I don't even know if I need to play it, but I feel like the only way to truly judge it is to play it for yourself. So maybe one day we'll get to tackling that too. Also here we got some Wario Land Shake It. Again, this is all yard sale stuff here. So Wario Land Shake It. This Barbie, actually no, this came from another Facebook deal. It was a guy selling a Wii with some games. And of course, if there's games in it I don't need and it's a good price, like I'll jump on it. So I didn't have any of these games. The main one being Wario Land Shake It. Barbie, Glooming Glam Pups. You ever come across the 3DS of that game? Ooh, the 3DS version's got a hefty price tag. Battalion Wars 2. Boogie Superstar. And SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePants. So nothing too crazy in that pile, but still. When you come across a good deal and you can add some stuff to your collection you don't have, like that was in this stack, I'm all for it. So now let's move on to the movie stuff. So as you can guys see here in the back, came across a yard sale that had, anytime they got VHS and stuff, I love to dig through it. And we got a bunch of Power Rangers stuff here. Red Ranger, Classic Red Ranger. Of course, we got Classic Ranger Edition White right there. Power Rangers in Space, Rescue, Turbocharge movie, Power Rangers Galaxy. Just a bunch of cool Power Ranger stuff. So anytime I see that, cool story about Power Rangers. I don't know if I ever shared it on this channel before or not. My mom used to drive a bus, like for the schools. So every time we would get on the bus and have to stay with her through all her trips while she's having to drive the others. And it wasn't too bad because normally how it goes is high school and middle school would get picked up first. Of course, I'd be in elementary school at the time. So normally you'd be like go straight home after she's done with her route. But my mom, to get extra money, would volunteer to do like the after school practices and activities. And living in the country, by the time she was done with dropping off the elementary students, it was time to go back and pick up the high school kids from their practices. And every time that happened and there was a practice, there was always one guy who would get on the bus who, if he was there that day and didn't have his own ride, he just lived so far back in the sticks that anytime he got on the bus, it means I wouldn't make it home in time to watch an episode of Power Rangers after school. Because it came on after school in my area. And if that guy, I remember every time waiting to go pick him up and see if he would get on. It was just like, is he going to be here today or not? And every time I would see him, it's like, ugh. And he knew it too. He knew that I was into Power Rangers. He's like, sorry, buddy. Every time he got on the bus, like that I was going to have to miss the show that day. But the days he wasn't there, we would make it home just in time. Maybe about 5 minutes after the start of the episode, and I would get to watch some Power Rangers in the evening. So, interesting story there, but really cool finds. Also at that yard sale, they had Three Ninjas Kick Back and Jaws 3 on VHS. I cannot wait to watch Three Ninjas with my kids yet. We haven't sat down and watched it. That's going to be happening here soon in the future. So, looking forward to that one. And then a couple Blu-rays and DVDs here. I love stuff like this, and there's going to be a theme. There's another alligator one in here you'll see later on, but anytime you can come across Blu-rays for like $1 or 50 cents at garage sales, I love grabbing them to add to the collection. And we have Crawl here, movie I really liked, one I haven't seen yet, but again, we got a little theme here. People like Trapped with Water, 47 meters down. I've heard some good things about this movie, so looking forward to finally watching it. One of my favorite movies, but I didn't have the Blu-ray of it, surprisingly. Constantine, and that second one's supposed to be coming, so looking forward to seeing it. Like I said, more alligator stuff. Lake Placid, another one I love and enjoy watching. Bill Pullman in it, hunting down this massive alligator that's ravaging a community. Great movie. I would love to have a Blu-ray of that. And then Congo. If no one remembers Congo from the 90s, Amy, they slap on this device where the gorilla can start communicating and talking with them. They end up going to this ancient city or something where there's other gorillas who are not too happy to see them. And yeah, really cool, like cheesy movie from the 90s. I love that stuff. So there's the pickups, guys. A little updated pickups. We can kind of get this stuff all put away now. Really cool trade that went down to exchanging some GameCube games. So awesome thing. Of course, most excited about these two bad boys that'll now be blessing our shelves now. So what have you guys gotten recently over the past couple weeks? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.